Toyota's mid-size electric SUV enters 2027, riding the momentum of a major 2026 overhaul rather than another ground-up redesign. With stronger range, more power, and sharper styling already locked in, the 2027 BZ is shaping up as a steady, refined follow-up act rather than a reinvention.
The BZ nameplate carries real baggage. When it launched as the BZ4X, it landed with underwhelming output, mediocre range, and styling critics called awkward. Toyota responded with a comprehensive 2026 overhaul that fixed nearly every complaint. More power, significantly more range, a shortened name, and cleaner design. Because that redesign is barely a year old heading into 2027, Toyota has little reason to touch the fundamentals so soon. Automakers typically give a freshly revised model 2 or 3 years before the next major update. Expect 2027 to carry over the current platform and mechanical layout essentially unchanged, with the model year used to fine-tune trim availability and equipment. The BZ is expected to continue with its 3-trim structure: XLE, XLE Plus, and Limited. This tiered approach lets Toyota address both budget-focused buyers and those who want maximum range or top-tier features without forcing everyone into a single configuration. The base XLE serves as the value-oriented entry point. The XLE Plus adds a larger battery, extended range, and more power, and the Limited trim rounds things out with the fullest feature set and most driver assistance technology bundled in. This structure mirrors what Toyota already does successfully across its lineup, from the RAV4 to the Highlander. Buyers cross-shopping the BZ against rivals like the Chevrolet Equinox EV, Hyundai Ioniq 5, or Honda Prologue will find a similarly straightforward trim walk.
The BZ's output varies by trim, and that trim-by-trim spread is expected to carry over unchanged into 2027. Front-wheel drive XLE models come with a 168 horsepower electric motor, positioning the entry trim as the value-focused option rather than the most powerful. Step up to a front-wheel drive XLE Plus or Limited though, and output jumps to 221 horsepower from a single electric motor. All-wheel drive versions of those same 2 trims go further still, pairing motors at the front and rear axles for a net combined 338 horsepower. That's a substantial jump over the outgoing BZ4X and puts the BZ in a competitive spot against similarly sized electric SUVs. For 2027, expect this same tiered output structure to remain intact since Toyota just finished dialing it in for the current generation. The added rear motor on all-wheel drive models doesn't just boost horsepower, it also sharpens acceleration and improves traction in adverse weather. Toyota's engineering focus for 2027 will likely stay concentrated on refinement rather than raw output, meaning the driving experience should feel familiar to anyone who sampled the 2026 model.
Performance-minded shoppers should temper expectations. The 221 horsepower front-wheel drive BZ needs roughly 6.1 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour, while the 338 horsepower dual-motor all-wheel drive version trims that down to about 4.6 seconds. The base 168 horsepower XLE will be slower than both. Those numbers are respectable for a family-oriented electric SUV, comfortably ahead of many gas-powered mid-size crossovers, but they don't approach the eye-watering acceleration some electric rivals offer. That's by design. Toyota has consistently prioritized comfort and everyday usability over outright speed with the BZ, tuning the suspension and throttle response for smooth, predictable behavior rather than thrills. Reviewers have noted the trade-off results in a composed, easy-to-live-with vehicle, even if enthusiasts might want sharper reflexes and less body roll.
One of the biggest upgrades in the 2026 redesign was range, and it's a highlight likely to carry directly into 2027. The 221 horsepower XLE Plus front-wheel drive configuration delivers an EPA-estimated 314 miles on a single charge, a figure that stacks up well against key competitors in the segment. Buyers who prioritize maximum range over outright power will gravitate toward that front-wheel drive plus configuration, since adding the second motor for all-wheel drive typically trims some efficiency in exchange for improved traction. For 2027, expect Toyota to keep this range figure largely intact, since any meaningful improvement would likely require a battery chemistry change that hasn't been signaled for this model year.
Charging speed is another area where the current BZ generation made real strides, and 2027 should preserve those gains. Under ideal conditions, the BZ can charge from 10% to 80% in roughly 30 minutes using DC fast charging. The SUV uses a North American charging system port, giving owners direct access to an expanding fast charging network without an adapter. A battery preconditioning feature helps optimize charging speed by bringing the battery to an ideal temperature before a fast charging stop, activated manually or automatically when a charging station is set as a destination. For home charging, an 11 kilowatt onboard charger supports level 1 and level 2 AC charging. None of this technology is due for a change in 2027. The 2026 redesign gave the BZ compact LED headlights, slim daytime running lights, a distinctive front grille and bumper treatment, and available 20-inch machine-finished alloy wheels. A ducktail rear spoiler and optional split roof spoiler add a sportier visual touch. Critics have generally praised the redesign as a clear improvement over the BZ4X's more awkward proportions, even if some still describe the overall look as more functional than dramatic. For 2027, expect Toyota to largely carry this design forward, since a full styling refresh so soon after launch would be unusual. Toyota may add a new exterior color or a minor trim-specific tweak, but the core silhouette and proportions should remain recognizable. Inside, the BZ's 14-inch Toyota Audio Multimedia touchscreen anchors a modern, tech-forward cabin, complemented by customizable ambient lighting offering 64 color options. Toyota built the interior around the ET-NGA platform, which frees up cabin space and contributes to a solid foundation for ride comfort. Steering wheel-mounted paddle shifters let drivers adjust regenerative braking intensity, giving the BZ more driver engagement than a typical single-pedal EV setup, even though some reviewers wish for a true one-pedal mode. For 2027, this technology suite should remain largely unchanged, with updates likely limited to minor software refinements. Safety and convenience technology remain strong points for the BZ heading into 2027. Adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, and blind spot warning all come standard, giving every trim a solid baseline of driver support. Higher trims add traffic jam assist, a hands-free system for low-speed stop-and-go driving, along with a surround view camera and digital rear-view mirror, both useful given the BZ's chunky roof pillars, which limit outward visibility. All-wheel drive models also benefit from X mode, which optimizes brake control and power delivery for better traction. Expect the 2027 BZ to hold on to this same safety suite, possibly with incremental software improvements. Toyota has not yet confirmed official pricing for the 2027 BZ, but industry patterns suggest it will land close to the current model's range. The least expensive 2026 XLE trim carries a starting MSRP of about $34,900, including destination charge, positioning the base BZ as a relatively accessible entry point into Toyota's electric lineup. Without major mechanical or feature changes planned for 2027, a significant price jump seems unlikely. Automakers typically reserve larger increases for years with substantial new content. Buyers might see a modest adjustment reflecting inflation, but the BZ should remain competitively positioned against rivals like the Chevrolet Equinox EV, Hyundai Ioniq 5, and Honda Prologue.